Welcome to another Vermintide video, which will mostly be focused on this weapon here, the one-handed axe for the witch hunter. Gonna be playing through Garden of Moor with it on Nightmare, partly because I've got a quest for it, partly because I like the map. So the general consensus of this weapon is that it is bad. It is. It's pretty terrible actually. But we're gonna see if we can find a use for it throughout this one. Got the bots with me, as usual. Messed up all their weapons. But we'll see how they get on. So I've got the volley crossbow on, just to deal with the ogre, whilst I try to focus the rest of this video, mission, run, whatever you want to call it, on the one-handed axe. Here's to seeing how well that goes. As you might have seen in the intro, I can English. I've got my hat on, or hood, for maximum gangster levels. Recently I've been using the mace on the Bright Wizard a fair amount, so I'm not entirely unused to using a weapon of this type. The only trait I've got unlocked on it right now is Bloodlust. Not at a amazingly high percentage, just because I find it rather difficult to play without it. So, not doing too badly so far. So I'll have a think about what sort of things I think are particularly bad about the weapon. What things aren't so bad, or maybe even good about it. And what could be done to, I don't know, maybe improve it, make it a little bit better. Not really sure where most of the rats are, but the dwarf's health bar seems to indicate something. So, first of all, we have... Let's start on the bad things about it, as they're the most glaring of pretty much any weapon I've used in this. Its crowd control capability is perhaps worse only to the elf daggers. It only hits one at a time, which in Vermintide, when you're being attacked by anywhere from 8 to 80 rats, is a pretty significant flaw. Especially compared to the Witch Hunter's rapier or greatsword, which are both very good at dealing with larger groups. It certainly pales in comparison. Aside from that, I look towards its stamina. 2.5. That's going to be hurting when fighting storm vermin. I don't think that can even block their lighter attack without getting staggered. I'm fairly certain it doesn't. Which is not going to be helping you very much there. And it might just be me, but the reach on the weapon feels a fair amount shorter than most things. Let's see if we can get this guy out of the way. Interrupting my my words and things. So yeah, the reach on this is not spectacular. Just another thing that makes it a bit of a sub-optimal choice in general. I'll see if I can find a storm vermin somewhere and give it a bit of a test. And you can all laugh as I fail the whole run because I got staggered. So, as I mentioned, crowd control, it really is probably the worst. It's only a redeeming factor in that is it one hit kills these slave rats, at least on Nightmare. And it can one hit clan rats on its charged attack. Don't want to get pinned by him. So I mean, you could potentially get a few decent kills if you had a couple of good people with shields up front or whatever. But even the greatsword kills the first clan rat on its charged attack. So even there we're already at a bit of a disadvantage. Especially as it only hits one and cannot it doesn't even stagger ones that are subsequently hit by it. So you best get good at your blocking and pushing and dodging. And when I said I wanted to find some storm vermin to test it on, I didn't mean them. So it's got a few glaring weaknesses that really do hold it back quite a lot. So in a situation like this, I've got to keep backing off. If it was just me and I didn't have a couple of meat shields up front in the form of bots. And then just went to shoot it. Yeah, let's focus on the axe by just straight up not using it. So where's a good way to make some progress? I know, so the downsides, there aren't all too many, but they're really quite major. I covered a couple of the bad things about it. What's good? It's damage. It certainly bashes things well enough. As I've demonstrated on these rodents of unusual size. It certainly, even without headshots, takes them out in 2 hits. And its charged attack takes them out in 1. It's certainly a lot a lot higher than most weapons. Its swing speed is also pretty fast. Always a good thing. Now Kruber, if you could not one-shot kill the storm vermin before it does anything. Should probably try and keep my stamina up a bit. That was not what I was aiming for. But anyway, some good things about this weapon. Its damage, as I've said. Its swing speed is fast and you can easily interrupt one that's mid-attack. Which I guess if you were ever in an intense 1v1 fight with a rat man, I guess it could be helpful. Also, it's a fun weapon if nothing else. Certainly feels satisfying to just behead something like that. It feels like it's got some actual weight behind the swings. Which I mean, I have to say about quite a few weapons in this, but for the axe especially. It's me trying to use it like a rapier. Probably not a good thing to try and do. But yeah, so despite the lack of reach, crowd control, stamina, and you know, all of the important things, it's not half bad. Where is this Packmaster? Well, that's certainly a bonus. I might have headshot him, but it won't hit him. I don't advise that, by the way. I mess it up more often than I pull it off. And here we see the ingenious bots at work again, with how you deal with a rattling gunner. Allow me to demonstrate. Oh, at least it can cancel to block mid-swing. That's always nice. Oh god. That was, disaster avoided by a nose hair. Improved fireball. I'm glad there are no other people around right now. I've got it on private, but that said, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, so I doubt anyone will be joining anyway. But bots do a good enough job. A lot less of, I don't know, stupid, to be blunt. Even if they were a bit simple. But no, so, in general, the axe is certainly usable. Nothing to write home about. Well, I say usable on certain maps. I don't think I'd be taking it through the White Rat or anything. Or Well Watch. Or, yeah, quite a lot of them actually. Scrap what I just said. But that's not to say. I don't want to chase him. Well, you got some good eyes, Kruber. Saw through half a map. But no, so for the axe, to make up for some of its bigger problems, like the lack of crowd control, which I'll keep going on about, but Anyone who's played the game for more than about 5 minutes will know how important it is. There you go, so I got my block broke by a handful of rats that were just attacking a downed ally. That's not good then. I don't want him to die. I might cheat and pull the crossbow out, if he's going to hide up there. I never did like their hitboxes. Trinkets, using my usual potion share because bots like it, I guess. Movement speed and globadil resistance. But no, traits for the axe. It's hard to not say perfect balance. I'm not sure if you can even get it on the axe, but if you can, you probably wouldn't be taking that over anything else. Devastating blow is a bit of a must in general. And then, I mean, last one, you can never really go wrong with, never go wrong with bloodlust or regrowth if you prefer it. But I'd certainly emphasise on defensive traits over. Because what's weapon reach, yeah? I thought he was looking at me. Oh. My leg. It's okay, I've got to. Unlike my eyes. Let's just see if we can deal with that runner. Thinks he's being sneaky, eh? It's never going to expect that. Oh. There you go. Worth. Question me not. Mostly because I never have any idea what I'm doing. For reference, see making a video on a shitty weapon on a random game at 4 o'clock in the morning rather than going to bed. Why am I here again? I don't even get paid for this. But yeah, defensive traits. Pushing and whatnot will certainly help against hordes when you're not with your team because you're stupid and walked off or chased a sack rat. Did I mention that you're stupid? It's attack pattern, swing set, whatever you call it. I don't really care. If you don't know what I'm on about, why are you watching the video? It's pretty nice, to be fair. It swings sideways rather than down, so it's a lot easier to hit with. For all 3 attacks. It also has one for after pushing, which is a downwards one. It's a fair amount faster than its charged attack. So it might be good for getting headshots on things. If you can ever hit the head, unlike me. Thank you for your insight. As it certainly does alright damage to chains if you're planning on speedrunning Garden of More or Or the white rat. Or man the ramparts. I wouldn't really advise taking an axe through 2 of those 3. I'd play Amazing Grace for the elf, but there is a storm vermin there, so I will go back. Yeah, this might be a problem. Well, let's see. I wouldn't have a problem if I had a rapier on, so... Let's see, can the axe hold up? There you go. I saw that little bit of green at the back there and nearly died of a heart attack because I thought it was an Ashen. Huh. Cool done. Let's get a bomb. Oh, I cheated a bit though. You saw nothing. I fired some crossbow bolts from my eyes. Because I can do that. Think of what else. Its attack pattern, yeah, it ain't bad. It's easy to hit with most of its attacks. That said, in Vermintide, chances are you're going to hit something either way. Might not be what you're aiming at, but it was probably the guy behind him, if nothing else. Not in a good place right now. How are we doing? Not too bad. That Globadit is probably doing more help for me than hurt. So probably don't want to get rid of him just yet. Whoops. I have got the Globadit trinket on, and there are quite a few medkits and things around. Plus, I'm not sure if this game works like Left 4 Dead, where it's only got a set amount of specials, or I don't know what you want to call them, around at a time. But in the event that it is, it's probably best keep him around rather than a Packmaster or whatever else. How many we at? 2? We got, the hard ones. The Cobra there is on the move. Well, we are in his garden, so I think we're more visiting him. No. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Let's go find a med kit. I've only got 2 stamina. That's not good. I didn't want to have to use that. Because now if there's a gutter runner, I really am in dire straits. Let's go find a med kit before we go at the last chain. Especially with him still around. Where did they die? They're off in here somewhere. Oh, well, that's helpful. I can't see a damn thing. Guess we could just keep waiting for a single rat to spawn until we get some form of bloodlust. Probably be in worse condition if we keep this up than if we just try and find our horde and not get hit. I've done sillier things. Ooh. Oh, won't find me so easy. I hear he's good at hide and seek. Happy Christmas. Oh, see, the axe just took out a storm vermin at quite some range. Did you see that? That was quite impressive for a melee weapon. That guy's getting on my nerves now. See if we can find that med kit. And this is why there's Globadier resistance, my best friend. So, yes, that was all the axe doing that. I'll back out off. I'm gonna have to kill him before I make any bloody progress, aren't I? And we're probably dead. I'm just gonna sit in a bloody corner. Never mind. Oh, not good. Well, that was perhaps the single most terrifying experience I've had in this game. Just leave it to coin burn it up. What? Well, new metal, I guess. Hiding behind your dead comrades protect you from gutter runners. Who would have guessed? Not me. Nope. Looks like the elves didn't do too well, though. So, in conclusion, my heart rate is through the roof now that the, well, I guess it's coming back down now that the Ashen's been dealt with. Axe. It's not terrible. There have been worse weapons in games. I say that with some confidence that someone can suggest something, but yeah. What could be done to make it better? A lot of people have suggested an offhand torch or something. as like a wide area sweep attack that sets them on fire. Kind of like the wizard. It might be interesting, but I don't see that happening. I'd be pleasantly surprised. Looks like the dwarf legs are working overtime again. I don't know. It doesn't need a damage buff. No. I've just realised I did all that and I forgot the tone. Well. I promise I'm good at this game. Oh, did I just fuck off? One over a hat. It's always one above or below though, so. But no. The axe, it can be used by people of great skill to varying degrees of success. For the most part, just take a rapier. If you don't like a rapier, take the flambard. Don't like the flambard? I don't know. Could always go and play elf, you stupid piece of fucking shite.